Hi boys and girls, we are going to make a snowman today, and for this project you will need a Sharpie or a black crayon or a black marker or a black pencil, and you'll also need eventually some water with a paintbrush, some markers, and some crayons. You ready to draw, Clyde? Okay, so we're going to start our snowman. We've got our piece of paper, and we're going to start kind of up here at the top, about in the middle. So I like to put my finger there so I know where I'm starting, right about here. Okay, and right there I'm going to draw a little vertical line. And then I'm going to make the top of that vertical line and the bottom of that vertical line come all the way over to the edge of my paper and touch the edge. Scoot this over so you don't get Sharpie on the table. Okay, and then close to the edge over here, I'm going to draw a line that comes straight up to the top, and that's going to be our snowman's hat. So we're going to draw his face next, and we're going to make it look like his face is kind of, the top of the circle is kind of covered up by the hat. So I want to start about right here, kind of on the bottom of that line near the edge, and I'm going to draw a line that curves out a little and then comes all the way over to the edge of the page. Good. Then I'm going to make the middle of his body, and that's also going to kind of disappear off the page. So I'm going to start kind of closer to the side of the face here, and this time my line's going to curve out and go all the way down to the bottom of the page, and that's where it will end, down there at the bottom. Good. So next we're going to draw our snowman's carrot nose, and I want to start where the middle of the circle would be, which is about right here, because part of the circle is not showing. So right there I'm going to draw a line that curves around kind of like the letter C right here, and then from the top of the C I'm going to draw a diagonal line out, and then from the bottom of the C another one. I want them to end in a point, so they're going to connect in a point. There you go. And then at the top I'm going to draw on the right side a full circle for one eye. And if you have room on the left, you could draw another full circle. I don't quite have enough room, so I'm just going to draw a partial circle.
I have enough room.
Yeah, you have enough room. Okay. Now, I'm going to draw a smaller circle inside both eyes. A smaller one on the inside. Draw a smaller circle.
Okay.
And that one too. And I'm going to color in the big circle, but not the little circle. And we're leaving that little circle white, so it makes the eye look shiny, like there's a little light reflecting off the eye. Good job. Go ahead and do your other one too. Okay, next we're going to add two of the buttons that go on the front, and I want to again put them kind of lined up with the nose so they look like they would be in the middle of the circle. So I'm going to add 1, 2, and I'm going to go ahead and color those in as well. These I'm going to color all the way in. If you wanted to add a highlight, you could, if you wanted them to look shiny. Good job. Okay, next he needs a smile, right? So I'm going to start over here kind of under the eye, and I'm going to draw smaller circles. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where I run out of room. If you have room for more, space them apart a little more. Leave a little more space between them. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to fill those in. Fill in my circles. All right, next he needs an arm, right?
Yes, you can.
So we should draw a scarf first. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to draw another curved line, kind of like this one, just a little bit underneath, and I want to go above my buttons, all the way across to here. And then we'll make it look like his scarf's kind of blowing in the wind. So starting here, I'm going to draw a line that kind of curves over and then under, kind of like an S line. Goes out. Good. Now I'm going to try to copy that exact same line, just a little bit lower, follow the same path. Good. And at the end, I'll draw a line across. Now we could add a pattern to our scarf, something like stripes or polka dots. So if you wanted to add stripes, you can just draw lines down the scarf, or you could do circles for polka dots or zigzag lines, whatever kind of pattern you want. Here, do this too. Do a pattern here too. That's fancy. Great. All right, I think he needs one more thing, which is his arm. And it's going to kind of go off the page. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle of this curve here. And I'm going to draw 2 diagonal lines that come out but don't quite touch the edge. Good. Yours kind of came close. And then I'm going to make them branch off into kind of a Y shape. And then I'm going to add a little end of the stick here and follow along that edge. Yeah, so just come down. Yours will probably go off the page. That's okay. Good. All right, I think we're ready to put the caps on our Sharpies. We are going to start with crayons first. We're going to color the scarf and the hat and the nose. Yeah, you can use any colors you want. Now, you want to try to push down hard with your crayon and color it all the way in, because when we add the water and the markers, it's kind of like adding paint or watercolor. And if we push down hard with the crayon, then the paint can't cover it up, even if we get a little bit on there. So I'm kind of pushing down extra hard.
I look at my nose.
Very nice.
You could use a Sharpie after you're done, right?
Mm-hmm. And on the end of your scarf, too, you could even add little tassels. You could make,
hey, Mommy.
when you color them, you could add lines over here.
And Mommy,
to make...
I sure the map of the world with the Sharpie puts the map of world needs a Sharpie, but when I use I had a Sharpie to do to trace it.
Gotcha.
You know what that star was?
Mm-mm.
It was.
Oh, Kansas City.
Yes, Kansas City. So I use it.
Can I use the orange one when you're done with it?
Yeah. Done.
Thank you. I'm gonna make my carrot.
Hey, Mommy, I'm gonna draw. After I'm done, guess what? I'm gonna draw little balls plus snow.
We'll add something like that. You just wait. We'll get to that. Don't worry. All right, color in the rest of your scarf, and we'll also color.
Can I borrow your
Sure,
blue?
sure.
Okay.
We'll also color his stick and his hat. Those are the only things we want to color with on the snowman. We don't want to color the whole snowman because we're going to do something special on him in a few minutes. Okay.
I'm gonna draw half blue and half yellow.
Sure.
But I really like it like that.
I think I'm going to add a little detail to my hat. I'm going to add a little line here so I can put a red stripe on the hat.
Mom, look how I'm adding it.
Nice. Like your pattern.
I'm just gonna cover my hat really good. Can I borrow your red?
Here, let me finish this real quick.
Okay.
There you go.
He's so good.
Just practice, 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 practice. Right?
And guess what? The hat are really big, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could just draw a line right there, right?
Yeah.
Let's show Daddy this after we're
Oh, you
done.
will.
I accidentally put the Sharpie there.
I'm gonna hang on to that so we don't lose it. All right, so I'm gonna get some things ready for when you're done coloring your hat. We are actually going to use a white crayon to make some snowflakes in the background here in a second.
Or you could use a Sharpie.
Well, we want them to be white so they look like snow, right?
I need brown. I need brown for the top of the hat.
Mm-hmm. Good. Let's put this on your paper here so you don't put it on the table.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I like the most?
Which one?
The bear.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to make two like you. Whoa. I wouldn't draw a moon and color the moon in. Hey, Mommy, you could draw a moon on your hat, right?
You could.
I draw a moon on my hat. So it looks like it's nighttime, right?
Yes.
I'm going to color over the moon. Why? So it looks, because I really want to see through. This is a bunch of brown.
Yeah.
Maybe I use all this brown. I could just scribble, right?
Yeah, take your time. You can color it all the way in. Just
Is
take
it
your time.
locked? This is locked. I have to color.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do next?
Hey,
Here,
I need
we're,
this Sharpie.
no, you don't need this.
Yes, I'm going to use that for that cat.
Okay.
So I need to put
All
that
right,
right there.
so we're each gonna use a white crayon,
Huh?
and I'm gonna draw. Oh, this one broke. I'm gonna draw on here the kind of snowflake I'm gonna draw, so you can see what it looks like. Cause I'm gonna No, you don't need your Sharpie. Just watch. I'm gonna crisscross to make like an X, and then I'm gonna make a small X like that, and then on the ends I'm gonna put diagonal lines like this. Okay. Now I'm not gonna draw it with a Sharpie. I'm gonna draw it with my white crayon. I need a different white crayon because what I want to do here is this one's broken too. What I want to do is draw it on the background. So you can kind of see it if you push hard. Draw an X and then a little crisscross and then some diagonal lines. Now you could also draw little circles.
I can't do that.
Why don't you just make X's? Just make X's like this and then a little.
I
Yeah.
can't.
You know what else you can do? If that's hard, you can do little circles like this. Just color in little dots for snowflakes.
Okay.
But you don't use your crayon.
Use
Here,
Liza.
you can use this one. But you want to draw it only in this background space, okay? And you want to draw it pretty hard. So push down and kind of draw your things all over. Right now we can't see it very good. But after we add the marker, we will. Okay, did you get them all over?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can put our crayons away. Next, we're going to want to use some kind of blue or purplish colored markers. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to pick one. Here, put your paper up here so they can see. We're going to pick one, and we're going to draw just on the edge, the inside edge, like this, of his face. Just around the inside edge.
Okay.
So start there. Try to stay as close to the edge as you can. Go all the way over to the side of the paper. Okay. All right. And then we're also going to do one over here on the edge of his body. And if you kind of use like the side of the marker, you can get a thicker line. If you kind of angle it, yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, let's now in the background, Clyde, out here where we have snow, we're going to add some swirly lines.
I got dirty.
That's okay. Some swirly lines like this.
So
Okay.
we need I need a blue.
Or you can use purple. You can switch colors. Now you don't want to draw over your snowman. And then I'm going to switch colors. And I'm going to add more lines with the purple colors or the blue colors. You can use all the different ones if you want.
I'm going to switch.
Okay? But you want to fill it all in.
I'm going to switch.
You want to try to get your
green.
lots and lots of colors on there because I already used that one. The more colors you have, when we go over it with water, it'll make it brighter.
Mommy, look at mine.
Nice. You're doing a good job. Get some down here too, yeah. Kind of around his arm.
I like kind of most.
Yeah. Don't try to color over the crayon. It's okay if it touches the crayon. You don't have to try to color over it. We want the crayon there. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to do a couple more up here. Fill in that empty space. You want some of this purple? Want some purple?
Yeah. Just like on the green section.
All right, you ready? Okay, so we're going to need two things for this last step. We're going to need some water with some paintbrushes, and then I've also got this little cup of salt. Here, get your head out of the paper there.
Ooh, salt.
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is take a paintbrush. Here, we'll put this so we don't spill it. Okay, and we're going to just go on this edge here and kind of blend that line we made along the edge, so it kind of makes a shadow.
Is it okay if it touches?
Yep. Okay, and then we're going to do it down here too. Gotta get some more water there. Kind of blend it over. Oh, just here, Clyde, just here. Go over that a couple times to get it wet, and we'll kind of blend it. There you go, just like that. All right, now with the rest of the water, we're gonna paint the whole background like this.
Like this?
Yep, and you want to try to fill in all the white spots. So you want to blend the paint, and as you're doing that, see here, Clyde?
Kind of blue, right?
Yeah, and
Like
look what
snow.
happens when I go over my white crayon. Look what happens. You see that?
Yeah, look.
Yeah, or anywhere I have a little snowflake, it's gonna show through because there's white crayon there. Get more water. You want to keep adding
Would you
water.
help me do that?
You're doing it. Just keep adding water and you got it.
Would you help me do that, snowflake?
Oh, well, you just got to go over a spot where you drew and they'll show through. See, like there's a mark you made with crayon. Just keep adding water. That's the trick. Keep adding water. There you go. Now, while our water is nice and wet and puddly, we're going to add some salt to it. And once you add the salt, you can't paint over it. So you want to make sure that you've filled in that whole area before you sprinkle on the salt. And you want to make sure that it's still shiny wet. It's still kind of puddly. So I'm just going to take little pinches of salt and I'm going to sprinkle it anywhere that I have. Hold on, you want to finish painting first, honey. Finish painting first. Because if you paint over it after you sprinkle it in, it won't really do its job. And so what it's going to do as it dries, it's going to make little crystal patterns. I'll help you paint yours so that you can sprinkle your salt on before it dries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to sprinkle salt where it's still shiny wet. Yep. And in these puddles here, anywhere you've got a puddle. Good job. Very nice. And then when it starts drying, you'll see the little crystal patterns. You want to make sure after you sprinkle the salt that we don't touch it. We just let it dry.
Okay.
And we're all finished. High five.
Now